Hello! It's currently November, and a lot of you might be as anxious for snow as I am. In the absence of a skiable snowpack in much of the U.S. Rockies, I thought I'd put together a list of free weather and snowpack resources I use to either inform my skiing or feed my weather anxiety when I can't ski. I don't know how needful such a video actually is, since most of us are already spoon-fed whatever we want to see by the algorithm. So I guess I'll treat this more like a shout out to the helpful folks providing us with forecasts, and also as an index of resources the algorithm might not guide you to.
Skittles.
Between federal budget cuts and broad-scale societal shifts affecting broadcast meteorology, meteorologists need some appreciation these days. My focus in this video will be resources of use to people in the Colorado Rockies region, but some of the resources could be useful to anyone. I'll start with YouTube. There are two channels I watch regularly. The first belongs to Chris Tomer, a longtime Colorado weatherman who posts daily in the winter to summarize weather up and down the Rockies, frequently also including the West Coast, BC and Alberta, and the Northeast in his discussions. He offers a pretty quick format with just enough detail to figure out which regions are likely to see the best snow from specific storms. Once you learn his format, it's easy enough to fast forward to the parts of his presentation that you find most helpful. The other YouTuber forecaster I watch is Don Day of the Day Weather podcast, based out of Wyoming and mostly covering weather for the Rockies and adjacent plains. While Chris Tomer's audience is primarily skiers and mountaineers, Don Day's forecasts are aimed at recreationalists, agricultural interests, and any other curious folks. They don't focus on specifics, but they do provide a sense of the longer range pattern, synoptic scale physics at play, drought updates, etc. Moving on now to Facebook, my go-to page there is Seth's Weather Report. There are many other pages deserving of mention and a follow, such as Denver and Front Range Weather, Mountain Wave Weather, Durango Weather Guy, High Point Weather, local NWS offices, etc. But Seth's Weather Report is like clockwork, with updates daily or twice daily even, and his focus is on weather as it relates to skiing and recreation. He also posts on his website in case you don't have Facebook. There are a handful of pages that operate apart from social media and therefore may not reach you via the algorithms. The first one I'll shout out is Jim Steenberg's Wasatch Weather Weenies blog. Dr. Steenberg wrote the book Secrets of the Greatest Snow on Earth about the unique snow climate in northern Utah. His blog is useful for occasional forecasts, interesting post-mortems after storms have passed, and other random nerdery to improve your meteorological literacy. One of the most well-known ski weather websites that's part forecast blog and part resource compilation is Open Snow. Yeah, it's no longer free, but it does have a really cool free feature, namely their weather station map. I use this to see the progress of cold fronts in real time, or to check high/low temperatures in the mountains over the last 24 hours so I can predict snow quality, especially useful in the shoulder seasons. You can even click on locations without weather stations to get an elevation-based interpolation of the temperature. Next, I want to highlight some handy resources you can play around on for interesting information. I regularly rely on the SnowTel map maintained by the USDA or whoever's behind it. Use the map to see how various basins and regions are doing overall, or click on a point to see how the current season's snowpack compares to past seasons at that location. The graph can be helpful to see if snow has fallen recently, or if there is a snowpack present in the early or late season. You can also Google specific SnowTel sites you see named there to get more detailed information, like hour-by-hour reports for snow water equivalent changes, depth, and temperature. If that kind of data interests you, you might also enjoy checking out the National Gridded Snowfall Analysis. The map is interpolated using data from multiple sources to show recent snowfall and seasonal snowfall. Similarly, the U.S. Forest Service publishes an estimated current snow depth map, which might help you get a feel for snowpack away from the SnowTel sites. There's also CSU's climate page with all kinds of interesting information regarding precipitation and temperature, and then CocoRoss showing precipitation observations from all manner of weather stations. Before I move on, I'd like to lament the recent loss of the cotrip webcam map, which has vanished due to weird contractor issues. Getting close to the end here, the next site I'll shout out is Tropical Tidbits. The main thing to see here is that you can toggle between global weather models to watch the forecasted storm track. If you ski somewhere that doesn't get much coverage by weather folks, you might use this to see when storms are going to move through your zone. I peep the GFS and ECMWF forecasted precipitation maps, looking to see if that magical pocket of northwest flow is likely to develop over my area as a storm moves through. Before I sign off, let me put in a word about avalanche danger. Because I generally stick to low angles and don't go near avalanche terrain, I don't personally use the Colorado Avalanche Information Center's snowpack conditions updates very often, but I do recommend it if you ski in or near steeper terrain in Colorado. It is a good place to learn some snow science as it relates to staying safe in the backcountry. In fact, their warnings have actually kept me home on 2 separate occasions at times when avalanches ended up running across my would-be route had I gone skiing. One of those occasions unfortunately turned out to be fatal for some snowshoers who likely didn't know of the high danger that day. Even though I don't use this site very often, it could be the most important one of all. That's about it for me. If you have suggestions to share, drop them in the comments. I'll try to provide links in the video description. Thanks for watching. Oh, and a quick honorable mention to the guy at bestsnow.net for keeping such meticulous records.